Welcome to Marcus Maven. So sit back and relax and watch Maven break it down like this. Woo!
Broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services studio. Time for Middays with Marcus Maven on 93.9 The Ville. Now, here's Marcus Maven and Steve Rummage.
Is that all you got? Is that all you got, sports guys? You got to do better than that. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Middays with Marcus Maven. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. And people, I feel like we are going to get some perspective out of today. So you turn into the ideal place to get real, true perspective. Steve Rummage in the building. Nikki V in the booth.
A lot of serious conversation to be had today. Today, these are the days why we needed a the fan base, like why we needed to be on the air. Because we need to should kind of break down the weekend and talk about why it wasn't as bad of a weekend on the surface as it may look sometimes. And why you can hear in our voice, like, you know what, I'm pretty. Oh, sorry, Phil. Didn't mean to bother you with all our pro U of L talk.
Do we sound too echoey to you, Steve?
No,
it sound like a third microphone.
Sorry, Phil, shut the door on us. But yeah, no. I mean, okay, that's better. It did sound a little echoey, but
that's perfect.
But apparently, somebody coming here this weekend and trashed the place, so it doesn't matter. I'm sure they messed with our buttons and stuff too.
Yes. I'm surprised. Actually, you're right.
Y'all playing around. Nate's gonna padlock this door.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm literally surprised.
Like that. Don't even yell at people today. Let me just try to help the people who use this studio on the weekends or whatever. Nate Huber's going to start padlocking this studio if y'all keep playing. Like, I'm trying to tell you, Nate's my friend. I like Nate a lot.
If you don't start cleaning up after yourself.
Yeah, but he's going to start putting in a rule like where nobody can use this thing. So that's why we need to start self-policing this bad boy.
Because what we came in was unacceptable.
Yeah, so like, come on now. Help us out. Help us help you. But other than that, we'll get to a lot of serious talk because a lot has happened since we've been on the air. A lot.
Yeah, in 2018, we were right. A lot has happened.
Well, I know. Since Friday, but yeah.
Nikki be in the booth. Nikki, what's good?
They want the boot.
That was quick. That was sharp. That was on point.
Yeah, I got my Tyler Mountain Water coffee.
Hey.
But, look, I'm not comparing myself to any of the new fathers in this building.
Okay.
We got Phil Baker. We got Nikki C. Our buddy Jeff Greer's expecting.
Okay.
You guys are both parents. You guys. I'm not trying to like compare.
Okay, I
but
get what
my
you're
God,
saying now.
Dude, the dogs were obnoxious last night. I got like 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So I'm on beyond fumes today. I thought I was gonna have to do the drive, and thankfully Patty Ice is coming back because I was like, I'm barely gonna be coherent for Maven and Rummage. These shows always a crapshoot. But then I was gonna say like the third show might have been a little rough.
Were they fighting all night?
No, just one of them's getting old, was barking at a bunch of crap, and then once we brought them together, we have to separate them. And one was whining because she was in her crate all night, wouldn't shut up. And then the missus had a nightmare, and then just
do you do the YouTube channel home training dog behavioral courses?
No, but we got like a specialist coming in because our Akita, we contemplating rehoming her. Mm-hmm. She comes down with a bad case of the murders every now and again, so we have to kind of get that out.
Well, that will probably make her very wanted.
She's super sweet.
Right.
As long as there's no little children or other dogs.
She might be a murderer.
Don't say her name.
Yeah.
Leave it off the air.
Yeah. Wow.
She's a great dog. She is. So we're working with her, but we have to keep them separated. Like the offspring song.
Normally I got sorry. Hang on. I got it. I'm telling Nikki something really quick.
I do understand what you're going through. Nikki is learning.
Nikki is learning. No, he's fine. He's fine. Normally, though, Marcus, I do like to take weekends like this chronologically. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, which means I like to start with where we were at Friday.
Yep.
Today, we're not going to do that.
Let's do it in reverse.
Yeah, well, we're not even going to. Yeah, we might do it in reverse. That's a good point.
I'm okay with that.
I think today we are going to do it in reverse because what happened on the football field this weekend,
Indeed.
listen, was by far the most important story of the weekend.
I agree.
And I think we're starting there.
I agree.
So let's start with what happened on the football field this week.
Going backwards. Y'all get used to it. Because y'all watch.
You better
Cowboys.
get used to it. You better get used to it.
These Monday mornings are going to sound like this.
Because you're going to hear this a lot this year. Because these Dallas Cowboys are a dang good football team, Mickey. They're a dang good football team.
And I bet on that.
Listen, my cousin's a Panthers fan. He's probably listening. I've looked at his Twitter the whole game. Shame on that. You just the Cowboys can win because they will call every game. And it was like, oh, did the refs have anything to do with Zeke running down your throat? And look, CeeDee Lamb didn't even, he caught one ball. Oh, but now the Cowboys have two of the best tight ends in the league. Oh, now the Cowboys, they have. Look, y'all just got to deal with this.
Is CeeDee Lamb the one that took his phone back from old girl?
Oh, yeah. Listen, now I love me some Jair, but the Dallas Cowboys may have the best corner in the game. Okay?
He's playing some good football.
Because the younger brother of Stephen Diggs, Trayvon Diggs, might be the best corner in the league.
He's feisty.
So you guys start listening to this song, get used to it, because we're going to hear it a lot. You're going to hear it a lot in the playoffs, because we're going to get another shot at the Bucks, and we're not going to get cheated this time. So you get ready to hear this and plant this in your brain, and it's going to be a very, very fun year for my Dallas Cowboys.
Go Lions.
And Kellen Moore might be he's the best offense coordinator in the game. Did you see the call on third? We needed a first down. You run the counter to Zeke and he pitches it to Pollard. How perfect is that? How perfect is that?
Pretty creative.
Dang right it was. How'd the Lions do?
Well, Jalen caused an interception.
There we go.
That's all that matters.
Jalen, we play like Detroit Rock City or something like that anytime someone.
They got to win.
It's coming, Steve. Don't worry about
it.
Maybe there's an 8-bit version. Give me a second.
No, I don't want the 8-bit version of anything Lions related. Let's just get to the phone lines right now because somebody felt like jumping in. Nikki, who we got on the phone lines? I can't see that. Carlos, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away, my man.
Good morning, guys. You sound like you're up and at 'em and ready to go this morning.
Of course.
Help me with this, okay? And what I'm about to say is going to upset a lot of people, but it's something that needs to be brought to the forefront, and I want you guys' opinion on. Granted, it's Wake Forest loss that we was just humiliated with in regards to poor calls by referees. But to me, and this is me personally, when you score 30 points in a football game, your defense should be able to produce a victory for you. We couldn't stop anybody. I don't know if it's the enthusiasm. I can't put it on that because it's there. Is it the play calling, or is it just Wake Forest offense is that good? Okay, yeah, they're good. I give credit where credit is due. But to me, I haven't seen a full game where the defense actually just show up, show out for the whole entire game. And like I said, it could be just me. I may expect too much out of the defense, but it's not there. And help me understand that, because I can't see, whereas you got the type of caliber offense that you have, and they're playing at the level that they're playing, but yet still you're losing football games.
Carlos, I appreciate the call.
Well, we've lost 2 football games. I mean, like we're not exactly losing games at a high clip.
And like, since we're going backwards to forwards, Carlos, it's like this. When you say,
that's funny, Texter. I do need to see a doctor.
When you start off by saying, granted,
yes, Nick, it's what you thought.
Granted, The referees were absolutely egregious. If you start off with that,
Yeah, we can have that conversation. I'm not going to run from that one either. Yeah.
No.
They were terrible.
I'm just kind of going back over what Carlos said to answer the question.
Yeah.
When you start off by saying, now I'll give you this. The referees were absolutely egregious. And we moved the ball on offense, and they're playing at an excellent level and all this stuff. And mixed in with the egregious calls are how many times our defense had to stay on the field after they made stops, to make the play.
Yeah.
A muffed punt, put our defense back out there in a bad position. We lost our stud freshman pass rusher 3 minutes into the game.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? There is one area where I could feel Carlos's frustration.
I'm pulling up some stats real quick.
When you say make another play, but that's subjective. Make another play, guys. That's subjective. That's somebody got to do something to make another play.
Sure.
And when we did make the play in Quinterio Cole, and as he's jogging back to his sideline respectfully, drops the ball in a spinning motion, we lose 15 of his return yards, along with your granted the referee. So the officiating and the
Harold
cost you. It put your defense back on the field, probably 15 more plays that they wouldn't have had. And when you give an offense an extra 15 looks at your defense, extra 15 snaps at your defense, it's not good.
Well, let me start here. Can I start here? And would you say every Louisville fan, and now you can criticize this too. This can be better. Yeah. But I'm saying like this can be a positive and a little bit of a negative if you wanted to spin it that way too. Mm-hmm. I don't even think it would be a spin. Do you answer these questions? Do you believe Wake Forest was a pretty good football team?
Yes.
Every Louisville fan listening to the show. Do you also believe your team was better?
Yes. That's why you're mad.
That's why you're mad. But that's also a pretty good thing. You're saying, okay, on the road, a team who looks like they're probably in the driver's seat to win the division at this point. You felt like you're a better team. I felt like Louisville's a better team. We'll get into all the nuts and bolts of it. We're macro right here. Yeah, there was 2 touchdowns. We can go back. We're going to look at because I don't think where I don't think you run from the officials. I also don't think you run from the miscues. Your pass rush, wasn't where I wanted it to be.
To me, your pass
getting
rush,
better,
and your punt, your muff punt, were like the 2 areas.
Sure. And we'll talk about all those.
Or we can do this because guy who wants to see extra animated Satterfield. This game is the reason I disagree. And I'll say what Steve said. Phil Baker, I had a conversation with Phil Baker. Phil Baker was agitated by the other coach, just kind of whining the entire time. Right?
Oh, man. He related him to 3 folks. He said if you threw them all together, it would be the most punchable face in the world.
Listen.
One of them a former host here.
I said that. That's funny. I said, Phil, but it did get him a call. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Phil Baker was talking to Steve Rummage before I even spoke to Steve Rummage. He was complaining about that coach. You know what Steve Rummage told Phil Baker? And I heard him through the other room.
Nikki, somebody said stream is not working very well.
That just check because it might be
it could just be one person. It could be an isolated incident though. Okay.
Y'all know what Steve said? Steve said, and if the stream wasn't working, Jack will probably be diving in here.
I can't hear it. I'm gonna get fired.
I need sound. So don't worry about it too hard, Nikki. But Steve said, yeah, Phil, but that got him a call.
Mm-hmm.
So person who wants to see Satterfield whining to the refs every single play, showing passion, it would make me go insane.
Mm-hmm.
It would make me think my coach doesn't know what's going on. It would make me feel like my coach is panicking if he was whining about every single call for the entire game.
Yeah.
He looked like a crazy man.
He did.
I like when my coach sees a touchdown and turns his head down and starts going to his play call sheet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we get a big reverse, a reverse end around, big 20-yard play. And while the play is running, he's looking down at his
Nick, I think we're good.
He starts looking down at his sheet.
Yeah.
Once he sees, okay, this is gonna be a first down.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna run counter, blah, blah, whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't want a coach begging for that one call the entire game.
No, I don't disagree. I do like the quiet confidence. I was actually reading, I think Jody Demling said it. I appreciate y'all letting us know the stream's good. I think he was saying he was down there and the play to Tyler Harrell, which like I said, we're going to break down the plays and the different stuff, the things we're happy with. And because to me, there's a lot to be happy with coming off this game.
Right.
He said, as soon as Harrell caught it, he said very calmly next to him, a staff member goes, touchdown. And he was like, ooh, like three guys, but they knew, they watched Tyler Harrell. They're like, nah, yeah, that route, he gone.
That was kind of fun.
He's got that whole. He gone. Yeah.
Hit the NOS button. It looked like something in Fast and the Furious was absolutely blew it away.
Yeah.
And I like how he keeps running without not looking back, not looking to see who's around him.
No, it's me and Nick.
Okay. Yeah. No, he put on his boosters.
I love Kareem, by the way.
And then he does this, and he can actually go. Now, will y'all please shut up?
Yeah.
Will y'all please shut up?
Yeah.
It's worth it to let him drop a couple footballs against Eastern and Mississippi. Because by the middle of the season, he'll be cooking people.
Yeah.
Well, why is he throwing it to Tyler Harrell if he can't catch? Because when he does start, listen, he can catch. He's inexperienced. We're going to throw him the football.
Yeah.
And if it takes 4 or 5 games to get him in his rhythm and get him catching the football, that's a weapon that come late season, I'm going to need. I do this for a living. Day in, day out. I don't go do other things. So when y'all are doing, I have 15 coaches that are all trying to come up with a way to get past that white line in the end zone.
Yeah.
We're all doing this all day long. You know what you do? You turn on the TV for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Well, you should bring 5 blitzes and you should do. What's wrong?
Well, listen,
Steve, I listened to a whole Detroit Lions Nation say, you got to take the points.
Yeah.
I'm like, telling the Lions to take the points. They haven't been to the playoffs, and no, we're not going to take the points on a 4th and 1, Steve.
Yeah.
I would have took the field goal. No.
That's the tiebreaker, though, Marcus. Don't you know?
If I was calling the plays, I would have just played conservative. You're a liar. Your team is 0-4. You're not taking the conservative field goal. That's not true. You liar. You're calling into these radio shows and lying. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
It's personal.
Texter, that's fair. That's fair. I will retract. I'm going to say this publicly too. Especially with us having Caleb Johnson and possibly getting Pierce Clarkson at quarterback next year. Let me say right now, as this texter's right, it's not really calling out, but it's fair. It's a fair critique. Malik Cunningham is playing some dang good football.
Yeah.
And if I have those 2 freshmen coming in, Johnson is next year, Clarkson maybe the year after. I can't quite remember. But if I've got those guys lined up to come in, give me Malik back next year. Yeah, listen, that's 100% fair. And listen, for as much as we've criticized
the data changed.
Yeah, and for me, as much as I've criticized
the data changed.
That kid, that man is playing some dang good football, man. Dang good football. I'm gonna tell you right now, I know where he would start. Florida. Bet your Yamaka, you'd start there. So
Bet your what? Gumpka?
No, Yamaka.
Oh, Yamaka.
Off of what was that? Happy Gilmore?
Oh, okay.
Not Happy Gilmore.
No.
Great White Hype. Yeah, Great White Hype. Yeah.
He said
So
you would allow the Sultan to give away everything.
Yamaka.
Oh, yeah.
That's my nod to a Jet.
So
Criticize him.
So point also.
Harold and Cool Guy.
Point also. Somebody helped Malik start playing better football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People over there
Sure.
turned whatever fixed. We saw them fixed Steve. You know what? I don't know what the numbers are in marriages that end in divorces, but this kind of thing is why.
I think it's over 50% now.
Steve,
Love is dead.
ball security
Yeah.
for the Louisville Cardinals. Ball security has been phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely has.
Nobody ever just gets on Twitter and says, you know what? Out of these games, the ball security of this team has been so much better than last year, has been some of the best that I've seen in football this year. You compliment your wife.
Yeah.
Well, she's supposed to. No. Ball security is important. Let me get back to the phone lines. Harold, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind?
What's up, Steve and Marcus?
What's up?
So, I'm still on the fire stat train, man. And this is why. You said it. He was down in his play sheet when I needed him in that ref shirt. He was in his play sheet because he don't got
Wait, Harold, you're gonna fire a coach because he's not yelling at the referees enough?
Yeah, we lost the game.
You're going to fire him?
We need him to do. Hey, it's all the package.
You're gonna
He's
fire
not showing
him?
me that he's learning.
Listen.
He's not showing me that he's learning, bro. Seriously.
There's
he's in the play
You're
sheet.
gonna fire him because he's concentrating on the next play instead of arguing with the referee.
No argument here. Listen, if you're gonna fire him after that, you're just gonna fire him. You're gonna fire him. It doesn't matter what he does.
Here's the thing. Buttermilk was down there in Lexington working the refs, and guess what? Florida didn't get called. Florida didn't get none of those calls, and they were rattled. Buttermilk was working the refs. The coaches that are winning these games are working them refs. And if it's a part of the game, if we got NBA players in the refs there, if we got coaches and refs there at the professional level, and now we're seeing it affect us at the collegiate level, either you adapt or you get left behind. And so looking at the trend, looking at Clausen literally parked in that man's there, and the ACC ain't going to do nothing about it. So now we just going to let coaches park in refs' ears and act like, all right, we good. No. And so if our guy isn't ready to take that step, if our guy isn't ready to be in coaches' ears too, because now the game has changed to where that's what you need to do, and he don't have an OC to take over that play calling, we got to keep it moving. We need to keep on switching. Buttermilk down there was in their ear, and Kentucky came out with that win. Florida didn't get none of those calls in Kroger Field. And you know the SEC love them from Florida over UK. Come on now. We got to get in their refs' ears. And if our demeanor isn't getting in refs' ears, then we going to set ourselves up for this to happen the next time we go to Tobacco Road and play anybody else. If we going to sit here and be woe is me, the ACC don't like Louisville, but then we not going to step up and bow our backs and be in those refs' ears, nah, no. Let's go. We see the writing on the wall, and either we gonna read it or we gonna stick our head in the sand. That's all I got for you.
Thank you. Listen, you can't even. That's just. Look, I'm gonna fire him. If we had won by 3, I'm gonna fire him. If we had lost by 10, I'm gonna fire him. If we had won by 10, I'm gonna fire him.
He warned me that he was going to try to torpedo
but
the
see,
show.
that's
I couldn't help it.
But see, that's my point. if you call in and you say, "Hey, I'm gonna," like that's that takey crap. You know, it's like, I'm gonna call in, I'm gonna torpedo the show. Nick, tell him I'm coming in with a heavy take. Okay, well, cool. Thanks. Now back to the rest of us, including the text line, who we got about 37 hang-ups. So, Harold, we didn't hang up on you like every single texter. These 47 texts I have now.
That sound effect's getting worked into the rotation, though. The torpedo. When someone or me tries to torpedo.
Fair enough. Cool guy Don with the K.
Yeah.
Cool guy Don, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Let's go, fellas. Well, the call about the defense, the first call kind of got me going. That's what made me call. I said, man, we have two transfer safeties who've never played against that Wake Forest offense. It's going to take a transition time for them to get that handoff, throw stuff together. You got Monty and Gelati out. You got the fumble punt. They forced some third down punts. You know, I don't know what more they want out of the defense. This team has 70 freshmen. They held them to field goals. This was a top team. This is a ranked opponent. Brown's doing an excellent job. We need to give them an upgraded check, and I don't see how anybody could be disappointed with this team. They are working their butts off, and that helmet-to-helmet review with Malik, I don't see how they watched that and they let that guy stay in the game. Louisville has never had one of those in the history of helmet-to-helmets.
Listen, cool guy, I appreciate that call. As far as the defense, let's just throw this in here because I don't want this in the back of my mind and not make it to the forefront. Steve.
Yep.
We need more pass rush.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Hey, Steve, you know what we did to get more pass rush about 7 months ago?
I'm listening.
We went to the University of Florida and went and recruited a defensive assistant, like a up and coming grad assistant defensive guy, right?
Yeah.
Who was on the low responsible for like a top 10 recruiting class.
Yeah.
Right. We hired him.
Yeah.
To get us some more defensive line talent, Steve.
Yeah.
We hired a guy, an inside route to get improvement on defensive line. Steve, the University of Georgia came and hired the guy we had just hired 3 months before.
Yeah.
3 months to 4 months before. Georgia came and took, and guess what, Steve? He's from Georgia.
I know.
We know we want more defensive talent.
Yeah.
We hired a guy that we thought could get us some immediate help with defensive talent.
Sure.
Big time defensive talent.
Oh, absolutely.
We hired a guy in particular to get our not an overall recruiting guru who just works all. No, we hired a defensive line specialist recruiter. And the most talented roster school outside of Alabama in the country came and plucked that guy from our room.
100%.
Steve.
Yeah.
So when sometimes you have to, we're not going to get to the quarterback with this, with our defensive line. We're going to try to develop them. And while we're trying to develop him, we're going to put an extra DB.
Well, you've got guys, too. Don't forget, like Victorine Brown, Raheem Craig, guys that are redshirting this year. They're just not ready to play. Big, tall defensive ends.
Right.
Yeah,
just some are ready and some aren't. And in the meantime, listen, this is going to be a 4 to 6 year rebuild because Bobby left the cupboard bare.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing we agreed with when Satterfield came in, we said, well, there's talent all over skill positions, and tight end you can make a tight end.
Sure.
You can't make a defensive a 6'3" pass rushing monster defensive lineman.
No, that's why I think in a macro sense, fans really aren't that upset today. I mean, I think you see this team getting better. The offense has gotten much better.
I just want to cut off some of these at the head. If that makes sense.
Yeah. The defense. I mean, people I'm proud of the fans. I mean, I think people see no, Brown's doing a good job defensively, man.
With what he has to work with.
Well, and I think he's got a good defense to work with. I think they're not a bad defense. I mean, I covered. I said that last week. I said, I mean, what they've played. I mean,
and you've played some,
two top 6 defenses and a top 30 defense, or I'm sorry, offenses.
Yeah,
I mean, what you played is pretty good.
Plumber Chuck, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
All right, Steve, you ready? I've got a good one for you.
Okay.
So, all right, if you listen to the Miller Lite post-game show the other day, I called in, and you know how I've been. Everybody was boo-hooing, and it was just totally negative, as Marcus said. So, after Ole Miss and watching everything, and you're going to trip out when I tell you this, I'm on the Satterfield train. He's trying to turn it around.
No way.
Yes. So, I'm behind him. I've seen enough. I told y'all when he screws everything, and I know they didn't win the other day, but I sat there, and the guy's trying to turn the program around. So, yes, I say give the guy a chance. Now, this is what I got a problem with, and I know y'all haven't talked about it. Well, maybe you have. I've been on vacation for 2 weeks, so I haven't heard y'all. So, the second thing is the match notice of allegations come out for the infractions or whatever y'all want to call it. Those level 2s are a fireable offense. Now, I heard the other day, and I just got back in town. If you got those and you come in here and you know what you got to do, and those are on him, that is a fireable offense. And most of the fans have been talking about it on the internet. So I kind of want your opinion on that, but I'm on that train. He can turn it around, and we might go to a bowl this year. So y'all have a good one. I'll talk to you later.
Appreciate
the call.
We'll get to the other later.
Yeah. Suspendable offense.
Yeah, I think they'll make a bowl. I think they'll pull that out.
Okay, who do I got, Steve, next up?
Samson.
Samson, thanks for joining us on Middays with Marcus Maven. Fire away.
What's up, fellas? Good morning. I just want to say a few things about the game. All due respect to the caller about, we got to fire our coach because he wasn't, yelling at the refs, man. I mean, you can't just keep firing coaches. You know what I'm saying? You got to get some continuity. We've had some key injuries this year. We definitely got hosed a little bit by the refs. But like you guys said before, man, don't fumble the ball on the punt. There's a few things we could have done to kill ourselves. We could have made that field goal. Things happen. But I will say this. Compared to a few weeks ago where we were with this team, where things are a lot different. I plead to everybody, it's going to be a beautiful day Saturday. Get out there. Let's support these guys versus Virginia. I got a lot of faith in this team still. They showed a lot of fight. We definitely should have had that game. Coach Clausen, he is a whiny little bee. But go Cards. Y'all have a great week, man. Let's get that stadium packed Saturday and get them boys rowdy.
Appreciate the call. Listen, Marcus, I'm going to say this, man, and I know some people are going to be like, yeah, I really don't care. Y'all are really going to hurt my feelings. If a 79-degree day, partly cloudy, 3:30 football game against Virginia with where this season started to where we are now, I'm not saying it's got to be packed to the top, but if there ain't at least the best crowd we've had in a couple years, y'all are really going to hurt my feelings as a fan base. Because I love this fan base. I believe in this fan base. I think that's what'll hurt. I don't think you believe in the fan base. Yeah, I don't think there's another fan base in America could have dealt with what we've dealt with over the past few years, and it's almost over. It's almost over, and we'll get to that. That and still support the way we support. But if we're not out there with and listen, and I'm there. I'm already there. Okay. So I'm backing up what I'm saying here. I will 100% be there. It's really going to hurt my feelings if I look around, because I'm going to say maybe it's not what I thought it was. But I believe too much in this fan base, man. I think we're going to have this team's back. Come out, beat up on Virginia. We're 4-2 with a chance to go beat Boston College, and you're telling me what you saw Saturday You don't think this team can't beat Boston College, NC State, or Clemson? I'm not going to say they're going to beat them all, but you're going to that team hone up a mistake here or there. That team you watched on Saturday can beat any of those teams.
And the team that just got every call on the planet to edge out Louisville can get beat as well.
Sure.
So you could leave, you could be home at 7:00 right after Wake Forest gets busted.
Yeah.
You go get this win after having cheered your team on to another win. Who we got up next, Steve?
Mark,
fire away, my man.
Hey guys, good morning.
Good morning.
I had a question. I listened a little to the show after the game, and I haven't heard anybody talk about the angle of the muff punt. Wasn't that close to the end of the half? And was just before they scored the contested, I guess, field goal with just seconds on the clock. I don't know if it's a coaching problem or the player. Why would you not let that punt go into the end zone or even stop on the 5-yard line? Don't even try and handle it. Just run out the clock with a kneel down.
Yeah.
Appreciate the call.
Appreciate the call. I mean, look, I've got my punt returner back there. I trust him to catch the punt. I mean, where he was at, look, no, you catch the punt. He just didn't.
He just
didn't
catch the punt.
No, to me, that's on Josh Johnson. He knows it.
Yeah, I don't have to tell my punter hey, just don't even catch it. Just let it. I shouldn't have
to me, that comes off scared.
Right. And you're going to lose confidence. Your punter's going to lose confidence if you tell him, hey, just get out of the way.
Yeah.
Hey, you just what did Benny the Jet Rodriguez say? He said, just put your glove up in the air and close your eyes. It's like, no.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, hey,
we're going to practice fielding punts. We're going to get some extra work in all the time fielding punts.
Yeah. And they said, and Johnson, I mean, I was listening on the radio because Elijah had a game. So I was listening to halftime in the second half out there. And I mean, even Paul Rogers and them were saying on the thing, they were like, look, Johnson, man, he was like, God, he knew he screwed up. He knew he screwed up, man. So yeah, man, that's on him. He just made a mistake.
Yeah, and I told you, Steve,
a mistake you can't make.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I told you, Steve, the punt he fielded before, he caught it at his waist.
Kind of cradled it.
Yeah, he cradled it at his waist. So, even when I saw that, I said, hey, we need to clean that up. You know what I'm saying? Clean that up. The reason we all told you last year when you said, we need more special teams, I said, hey, y'all, Sack can move the ball.
Yeah.
Rajay Burns out there listen, do y'all see how secure the ball hits him high when he fields a punt, Rajay Burns last year? I said, we need to take time to compliment knowing when the ball gets punted to us, we are going to catch it securely and be able to put our team back out here. And guess what, y'all?
Yeah.
Don't let it go unnoticed. What did Wake Forest do, Steve, in a key situation? Muff the punt.
Yeah.
The exact same spot.
Yeah.
They muffed the exact same punt. He just got a better bounce.
Yeah.
Maybe I can yell at my special teams and say, if y'all would have been down there like they were down there on us, you'd have had a shot at that punt. You assumed he was going to catch it. Teachable moment.
Yeah.
Teachable moment.
Fair enough.
When you have 70 freshmen.
Yeah.
Hey, these are moments that'll make your career, son.
Yeah.
You listen, there's this kid, number 44 for the Detroit Lions, made a whole career out of just working a little harder on special teams.
Sure.
And now he's out here causing interceptions and deflections. Now he's a starter. Now he's a captain.
Absolutely.
Keep on catching those phones.
I think we have Lawrence.
Lawrence, fire away. Lawrence, fire away.
There we go.
What's up, Marcus? What's up, Steve?
What's up, man?
Part of me feel like Louisville was in the wrong place at the wrong time. That the ACC saying, it ain't nothing personal, Louisville, but we got to make sure Wake Forest stay unbeaten. We got to make sure, because right now, our super team, Clemson, is not unbeaten right now. So we need the team to stay unbeaten so we have a chance to go to the college football playoffs. Like, yeah, we're going to make it seem like we're calling the game down the middle, but we're really not. So, but I'm happy with the way Brown calling the defense. I'm happy the way the offense is looking right now. But what can we do, Marcus and Steve? Louisville at the wrong place, the wrong time, and just the result we got on Saturday. And this loss is going to stay with me probably for the rest of my life because I'm still upset about that Tim Duncan walk from years ago.
Lars, I appreciate the call. We're gonna grab these real quick. And
Okay, we'll grab these
cut a quick short end of our break. Chris, fire away. Chris, fire away. Chris, you there?
All right, Chris. Let's go to Keith.
Keith, what's on your mind?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Morning.
Hey, several things. One, that bad call. You know, I'm not one of those that advocate always going after the refs and how it changes the game because there's always subjective calls during the game. But there's certain things that break that rule, and those are steadfast things like time. There is no subjectiveness to that time. They did things like added that minute on when it was clearly gone without even looking at the clock. They just subjectively added a minute on. A second on.
Yeah.
And then there's no way. I mean, it's not just us complaining. Mark Rick got on there on the huddle and tore him up. Mark Packer got up and said it was crazy. There's no way a play could be called. That should never, ever happen. And yeah, it's just one play, but it's a play at the end of a half where we just made a goal line stance. And you don't even know how that could change the psyche of Wake Forest. That's the thing.
A kneel takes 2 seconds.
Right. Yeah. And so now, Wake Forest wins by 3, oddly. So here we are. So that can never happen. And the head ref for the ACC trying to, explain that away is just crazy. And that's another problem. But the Spire Satterfield crowd, I am so tired of it. This guy is developing players. He came in. The worst thing, and I've told you guys this before, the worst thing that ever happened to Scott Satterfield was that 8-4 season right out of the gate. And it was great for us, but some guys can't get past that. We were still building. And he is we're not a 4- and 5-star university. We're a developed university. We have QB1s, but we don't have the 5- and 4-star players. You have to develop, and he is clearly doing that. And we got young players, made a couple mistakes that were costly. But, beyond that, they played a really good game without some key people. And this is not over yet. I'm telling you what, Wake Forest is going to lose probably 2 of the next 3. They've got to go to, I guess they've got NC State at their house, I think. But then they've got Clemson or something. Anyway, they've got 2. They've got Clemson, NC State, and Boston College and North Carolina. I don't think they're going to win all 4 of those. 3 of those are on the road. They're not going to get those calls in those places. Let me tell you, they're just not going to get those calls. And whiny butt Clausen, I swear to God, he could teach freaking Calipari lessons on being a crybaby. I mean, he drives me insane. But you know what? I was looking for one thing this year: development and progress. And clearly, we're doing that. Yeah. And next year, Wake Forest is going to have something. We're going to have something for those boys when they come to town. Let me tell you, that's not going to be forgotten.
Listen, Keith, man, I appreciate the call. I do agree with him there. We are getting better, man. And I get what he's saying.
The one thing that's obvious is development.
Yeah. I get what he's saying, too, with the first year. I don't necessarily love that argument. I get what he's saying,
Yeah, I get your point.
That it's like, okay, if that year had been, we're getting better. I mean, yeah, but
Drew says it all the time. If you reversed it,
you love it. But here's the hard thing to do. He had a total turnover. It was one of those weird things where it was like, okay, you've got a lot of stuff here, and now you've got a whole turnover of that. Like, yeah, your first year, you got Mackay, you got Tutu, you got Dez, you got all this, but then you lost all those guys. So it's kind of like we're seeing the new part of the growth here.
Think about this. Think about this, Steve. Mm-hmm. And callers, just sit tight. I'm going to come to you. Think about this, Steve. The wide receiving core that you saw out there, right?
Yeah.
Are like untouched by Coach Petrino. You know what I'm saying? Like
I think about everybody with a catch has 4 years left.
Right.
Justin Marshall, not. It's probably it. Ford's got 3.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but you get my point.
Sure.
These are if I'm Satterfield staff.
Yeah.
This staff right here of wide receivers is my guys.
Absolutely.
My tutelage, my Gunter Brewer.
What about Des Melton? Big tight end.
Did you see Des Melton's catch?
That's a Satterfield guy.
Hey, y'all. Like wide receivers who know how to arm bar and get the extra separation, get two hands on the ball like he did.
Yeah.
He earned himself.
That's a big tight end, man.
He earned himself some more minutes, some more targets.
Absolutely.
With that play. Like I said, the Tyler Harrell thing, I don't even have to tell y'all.
Huggins Bruce,
playmaker. Marshall going up high, catching that. And Malik threw it high on purpose. Yeah. You go back and look at Marshall's catch on the sideline. Malik threw that thing high, and it was a trust, a high point football.
Yeah. Watkins is a stud.
Timeout.
Yeah.
Since we're going a long break, you're going to give us your Watkins moment.
Oh, yeah.
At the back of this hour.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm not letting this go I'm not letting this go another minute.
Okay.
If you don't, I will. We'll take these two calls, and Steve has a PSA for y'all. Who are we going to take?
Damon.
Damon, fire away.
Hey, what's going on, folks?
What's up,
just a couple of comments. I never thought that I was going to grade Satterfield until this season anyway. Just the way the Bobby Petrino era ended, and even when we had the successful season after that, I think that was more proof that we had quitters on the team. And so the season after that, when we didn't do as well, I figured that that's when you're finally weeding out the quitters on the team that acted good when the new coach came. So now what we're seeing is improvement in the team on both sides of the ball, especially on the defensive side of the ball. If I can look at this game and say that we lost because of special teams, that's improvement. I mean, and as much as important as special teams is, I don't want to act like it's not important. It's just that when teams are, you're literally unable to stop teams from scoring at all. When teams are just doing whatever they want to on a game by game basis, and then you lose by special teams, a muff punt and a field goal decision or whatever, that's not okay. But we can move with that. That is improvement. So I just wanted to say that that judging Satterfield off of what I've seen this season, I'm okay with what's going on. And I'm looking forward to seeing more football. I think we got a chance in all these other games, regardless of what the rankings and what what the ACC people say, what football people say. I think that there's no reason for me to think that we'll lose these games. So I'm gonna keep cheering and thinking that we're gonna win. That's it.
Listen, Damon, I appreciate that call. Oh, sorry about that. Did we lose him? Okay. Let's get this last one for the hour. Joe, fire away, my man.
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
Hey, man. First off, I want to say this. People calling in and talking about firing Sat. He's got a lifetime contract in my house right now.
He needed one win to get you.
UCF and FSU. I mean, he's good in my book.
Well, and let's be clear, it was one.
That was one
guy. Yeah. I don't think there's I don't think.
But
that's
I mean, here's the thing, man. I think a lot of people don't look at, in my opinion, the type of offenses this defense has faced. You know what I'm saying? So when you're talking about the defense, I mean, Ole Miss, Alabama, put it on them, but Alabama puts it on everybody. So squash that. Generally, they have a really good spread offense with, a great quarterback. You play these hurry up offenses with UCF and Ole Miss. Then all of a sudden this defense sends this funky RPO where the quarterback keeps it in the freaking running back's hand for 10 minutes and then pulls it. I mean, so there's just a lot of stuff these kids are seeing, and there's a lot of young kids out there and transfers. My thing is before the season, man, I mean, after Virginia, that's going to be probably the last super explosive type of offense you might see. I do think before the season, I was hoping they would, and I thought they'd be kind of a 7-5 type of team. And I think they're on track for that. I mean, my thing is too, to be honest with you, I haven't seen UK. I'm not one of those guys. I know a lot of people are like, I'm a Louisville fan, but I watch UK games. I don't do that because I don't care. I don't watch UK basketball games or UK football games when they play. I just don't. But I did on Saturday. And to be honest with you, man, I mean, after I watched, that's the first. I know they beat Florida. That's great, good win. I get all that. But did that offense scare you guys? I mean, I felt like going in. I felt more confident, to be honest with you, which is weird because to beat Florida, that Louisville has a shot to beat UK this year based on that offense and that quarterback. But we'll see how that goes. I mean, overall, like I said, the team's improving. That's what any fan wants to see. I like to turn on my team.
Right.
To be honest with you want to win. But my biggest thing is I want to see my kids competing with effort. And I haven't turned on a Louisville game this year and not seen that. And that's where we're at right now. Now, granted, you want to keep building years upon years. But right now, man, these kids are growing and they're getting better and better. I think they're right where I was hoping they would be. One last thing on the basketball thing. Win the freaking whole thing this year, Mac. Win the whole thing this year. And we know that something's coming down the pipe at some point. Win it all this year, and then we'll just go from there. But that's just my thoughts on it, man. If you're calling about SAT, you need to find another team because you don't know what the heck you're watching. That's my thoughts, man.
Joe, appreciate that call. Okay, so there's one thing that I don't want to get left in. Do you need more time than that for this conversation?
No,
this Jordan conversation. Because
no, I won't spend too much time on.
I want people to listen up for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Steve presented something to me when we were just naming off how good our wide receivers were. Were playing and all these kind of good things, and he brought up Jordan Watkins, and he kind of just stopped the conversation and said, "Listen, Marcus. Steve, I'd like you to let them in on our conversation."
Well, I was just reminding you that I'm
sorry, you got 3 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Well, then I'll have to pause for ID. I'm in your ear. Sorry.
I'm good. I don't even need that.
You can actually just in about a minute start.
Start playing. Play out. Okay. Here's the thing. I mean, you just remember Jordan Watkins is a local kid that told Kentucky no. Right? Flipped. Yeah. And it's
flipped.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I just think that, we owe him that.
Steve, let me refresh your memory because I don't know. You were emotional when you said
probably,
it.
Yeah.
And you said, Marcus, I will never criticize Jordan Watkins for the rest of my life. Anybody I catch criticizing Jordan Watkins, something to the effect of doing something harmful to them.
Fair enough.
Because I could be watching Jordan Watkins playing for another school right now.
Yeah.
And not out of Louisville and not playing for us.
Yeah.
And instead he's out here scoring touchdowns and beating DBs and doing exactly what we needed him to be at the University of Louisville.
Yeah.
So definitely shout out to Jordan Watkins. 100%. I 100% agree with that. That's a good. Yeah. You can go ahead and play us out. Like I said, I still feel like our first part was a lot of macro stuff. Like I said, we'll get into the basketball stuff. There's a couple comments out of Satterfield post game that I may or may not have to throw in here, but we're rolling along. Middays with Marcus Maben on 93.9 The Ville.
This is Lamar Jackson, and you're listening to the home of the Ravens in Louisville, 93.9 The Ville.
Are you looking for your next opportunity in the workforce? Look no further. UPS Jobs Kentucky is now hiring at upsjobsky.com. Right now, we are offering up to $18.50 an hour. You may even be eligible for a program that helps you graduate college completely debt-free and could also include a $325 a month living allowance paid directly to you. Follow us at UPS Jobs Kentucky and apply today at upsjobsky.com.
Broadcast partner of the University of Louisville, WLCL Sellersburg is 93.9 The Ville.
Now that sports have officially kicked off, there's only 4 things missing from your playbook. 4 pegs. Looking for great smoked wings? 4 pegs. Looking for juicy barbecue and award-winning chili? 4 pegs. If you're just looking for some cold craft, tap, can, or bottled beer? 4 pegs. And the best part about 4 pegs is it's right around the corner at 1053 Goss Avenue in Germantown. So you better get over there fast because the word is spreading. And while you're over there, be sure to ask about their food truck and other catering services.
Has there ever been a year we're more excited for the holidays? Don't wait until the last minute, guys. Plan ahead and surprise her with something unexpected. Imagine her face when you hand her a Shane Company box tied with a burgundy bow. Does she already have a pair of stud earrings from Shane Company? Diamond, ruby, or sapphire? Trade them in for a larger size and only pay the difference from what you originally paid. Or maybe you got her engagement ring when you were young and just starting out. How about surprising her with a larger diamond? Or perhaps an exciting new diamond shape? You can upgrade her engagement ring at any time, and you'll get full credit for your original center stone. Just pay the difference. Shane Company has the best upgrade policy in the business. If you're not sure where to start, make an appointment and we'll help you out. Surprise her with an upgrade this holiday and leave her speechless.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
It's baseball season. No matter how you watch the game, you'll win with Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi, the official wine of Major League Baseball. Get Woodbridge wine and open up a winner. It's got the smooth, fruit-forward flavors that have been a game day tradition for over 40 years. Shop, delivery, and pickup options at orderwoodbridge.com. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. Please enjoy our wines responsibly. 2021 Woodbridge Winery, Acampo, California.
Time now for an ESPN Louisville Sports Center update.
Good morning. I'm Nick Valvano, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by UPS Jobs. UPS Jobs is now offering up to $21 per hour for part-time package handler positions. Learn how you can graduate debt-free. Apply today at upsjobsky.com. U of L football coming up a hair short against Wake Forest, falling 37-34 this weekend. Wake Forest now the 19th ranked team in the latest AP. Malik Cunningham, he had 4 total TDs, 2 in the air, 2 on the ground. He had to leave for a late drive, however, and wasn't able to re-enter on a pivotal 3rd and 2, a play Scott Satterfield referenced postgame.
Yeah, that was a big play. We called a timeout thinking, okay, well, Malik can come back in, burn the timeout for that. And but it wasn't because they said it came off in the field of play. He had to come out. You couldn't burn a timeout for that. So, Evan comes in. They had a tight man-to-man coverage, contested throw. We don't get it, which was unfortunate. But we had momentum right there.
Next up for U of L, they host Locks UVA Wahoo Saturday. Scott Satterfield will meet the media at 12. We'll take that live on ESPN Louisville on the B Show. UK football, they knocked off number 10 Florida 2013. Will Levis thrown for a pick and a score. Chris Rodriguez added 1 on the ground. UK now the 16th ranked team in the latest AP. Florida drops down to 20. The Cats, they'll host LSU Saturday. IU shut out by number 4 Penn State 24-0. And WKU, they fell to 11th ranked Michigan State 48-31. To the NFL. In the Lamar Teddy battle, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens were victorious 23-7. You heard that right here on 93.9 The Ville yesterday. Teddy Bridgewater left the game early and entered concussion protocol. The Colts, you heard that over on ESPN 680 105.7. They got their first win of the year, topping Miami 27-17. On the pitch, Lou City topped New Mexico in their first ever meeting, winning 3-1. Cardinal Paulo DiPiccolo with 2 goals there. And wrapping on the dime, the Bats' final game of the year rained out against Columbus Reds. They end the year beating the Pirates 6-3. More middays next. This is SportsCenter.
With cooler temperatures approaching and who knows what the mask restrictions at gyms will be, having a home gym is more valuable than ever. At Fitness Market, they have everything you need to start or add to your home gym. I love the Precord treadmill I've had for years from Fitness Market. Plus, having a set of dumbbells and weights allows me to get a full cardio and strength workout right at home thanks to Fitness Market. Check out their expanded showroom on the corner of Plantside Drive and Waterson Trail. They've spent the past few years loading up on strength equipment, dumbbells, kettlebells, weights, you name it. Plus, you'll find all the great brands like Spirit, Hoist, and Matrix, with Matrix's cardio equipment having all your favorite apps on their console. Everything from Facebook to YouTube to Hulu. And if you're shopping for an e-bike, Fitness Market is your e-bike headquarters with a huge selection to choose from. So go where our staff goes to find the best fitness equipment in town. Fitness Market, Westport Road just inside the Snyder, or the Superstore at Plantside Drive and Waterson Trail. Online, thefitnessmarket.com.
What's up, Louisville? Marshawn Ford here. While preparing for the 2021 season, I came across something that helped me up my cooking game on campus. Not only is it the goodins, but it's all natural, low sodium, has no sugar, no chemicals, or preservatives. It's no secret that when you eat good, you feel good. Dan-O's seasoning has set me up for a damn good season. Yum, yum, get your some. Check them out at danosseasoning.com.
Kevin Harlan from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. We wrap up the week with two of the hottest teams in the NFL. It's the Las Vegas Raiders at the Los Angeles Chargers. The Raiders are off to a perfect 3-0 start. Their AFC West rival Chargers are 2-1 after an impressive road win at the Chiefs last week. Join me and Kurt Warner for all the action on Monday Night Football.
Coverage begins tonight at 7:30 on all ESPN Louisville stations.
gonna say, I was like, oh man, you gained some weight.
This guy's gonna come in.
Picture, dude. Dang, man. Hey.
I don't know what that is.
I want to die.
Right?
I'm joking. You were really small when we started doing this.
Yeah. Gained 55 pounds in 5 years.
Went a Las Vegas getaway.
Games, man.
Man, there's a lot of good stuff on here.
It is.
Reds tickets. Wow. Coach Max gonna be so mad when I win that.
Why did you go? There's really good stuff on here, and then go to Reds tickets.
I was like, how about that? Yeah, dinner for 6 at Chris Mack's home.
Now, see, that's awesome.
And you get a private conversation with U of L greats Denny Crum, Chris Mack, and Daryl Griffin. God, they're gonna be so pissed when I win that. Like, okay, where's your other 6? Just me, boys.
Yeah, you're looking at them.
You're looking at them. Just me. Oh, that's awesome.
1, 2,
yeah,
3, 4.
And do I got some questions for y'all? You know,
it's like, uh-oh.
That's awesome, man.
Okay, so where do we get back into the conversation? Are we change of speed? Where would you like to go?
Well, like I said, man, I get the vibe from the fan base on Saturday and today and the text line and everything that
what's your overall university fan base connection rating right now?
I mean, listen, the whole weekend, I thought Louisville fans were pretty good. I mean, or was not pretty good, but I mean, I think they feel pretty good for the most part. Especially with, like I said, Saturday. I mean, I think you feel good about the football team. That's why I said what I said in the first hour. If you're just tuning in, that I mean, my feelings will be seriously hurt if that's not a really good crowd out there on Saturday at 3:30 to watch Louisville play Virginia at home. And a great,
okay, listen,
weather day.
Here's the thing. We kind of start talking about Coach Mack and Coach Crum and a couple, like I said, my NOA conversation probably won't be the best, but I'll jump into it and I'll open the phone lines. But here's real quick, as I put a bow, we're going to revisit the details of some of the Wake Forest stuff. Right. But I just want to I want to hear this, Nikki. Can you go Satterfield number 2? Because while everyone else was talking about the play calling at the goal or the time at the goal line and time being put back on and all this other stuff, this one irritated me more than everything else because I knew the rule, Steve, and I was complimenting my coach for using the rule. Yeah. Great timeout. This situation is where the athlete in me, the coach in me says, man. Hey, y'all, if you don't think this is a big play right here, then you haven't been in a highly contested game. If you don't know how major, like I said, the muff punt, when your teammate screws up, you're just like, okay, we all screw up. You tap him on the helmet. We get mad, you get mad and you say, come on, and you get back out there. That's why you had a fight, you have on the defensive stop.
Yeah.
Sure. But here's the one you don't get over. Like Marcus just doesn't get over this one right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big play. We called the timeout thinking, okay, well, Malik can come back in, burn the timeout for that. And but it wasn't because they said it came off in the field of play. It had to come out. You couldn't burn a timeout for that. So, Evan comes in. They had a tight man-to-man coverage, contested throw. We don't get it, which was unfortunate because we had momentum right there. It was a short 3rd and 3. I feel like, we got a chance to get that right there. You go down and score. Now we're up 2 scores. That's a big part of the game. But you can go back. There's a bunch of plays where, man, this one play, there's a bunch of those kind of plays, I think. We had a couple of open guys that we missed in the first half. They're for touchdowns. We got a big 3rd down, 11 or 12, and on the second to last drive they had, and we let a guy get behind us. So you can pick up a lot of different plays, but that's the reason why they call it team sport. We got to play better as a team, and we just came up to play short tonight.
That's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's wrong. If you're on the ground like Malik was, and your opponent pulls your helmet off on the ground and you go to the sideline, you can call timeout to get your guy back in the game.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
That's a rule. Coach Satterfield, because I was worried too. And I said, wait a minute, call timeout, coach. Like, we have 3. Like, I looked, I said, okay, we have timeout. So, no,
yeah, it's a big play.
Let's burn this timeout, get reorganized, let's think about it, let's talk about it, get Malik back in here. Once I saw Malik was putting his helmet back on and his eye was clear, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, no. And I'm like, so now I'm sitting at home like, Satterfield, you're screwing up my game right now. Mm-hmm. Satterfield, are you trying to prove a point by putting Evan Conley in the game right now? Oh, well, I put him in, so I'm just going to leave him in, Marcus, and see if he can make something happen. 2 years ago, Marcus, we pulled him in on a play similar to this, and we scored a touchdown. I just give a shot.
No.
That's the mood I was in when I watched Evan Conley. I'm like, surely they're going to fake snap it. They're going to do something other than run this play. Why is Malik not in the game? When I hear him explain that the referee looked right into him and said, no, he just can't come in.
Yeah.
What do you mean he can't come in? Are you mad at him or something? Like, did you eject him or something? Like, what? Yes, he can come back in the game. You know what? I'll agree with who was it? Was it Carlos early on? You know what? I'll agree with him now. You know what? I changed my line. Coach Satterfield, you should have body slammed that ref. You should have just suplexed the ref. You let it happen. You should have been animated. You should have ran onto the field.
Yeah, what do you mean my quarterback can't come back in the game?
Could you imagine, Steve, somebody told you that?
Yeah, I know. Just no.
Coach, you gotta run a play with this. Look, you gotta run a play with that guy right now.
Wait a minute, timeout. What?
No.
I've got a superstar quarterback right now. He's playing the best ball of his life. And it was a big play.
It was a big play. We had all the momentum, Steve.
I know.
And like when you have some, like, y'all play video games, when you get a 10-punch combo going on Mortal Kombat or something. I mean,
Yeah. There's one guy playing quarterback better than Malik Cunningham right now. It's Dak Prescott.
Grab that real quick because listen, Malik is playing top.
It's Dak Malik.
Malik is playing top 10 quarterback in college football right now.
Yeah, what are we doing here, man?
How did that coach? How did that referee get away with that?
Jesse.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Jesse, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
So you know what I had to deal with this morning?
I'm listening.
UK fan comes into work and he's like, "Yeah, we beat." I'm like, "Yeah, come there." Dude, our defense is just like Georgia's, and I'm like, "Oh God, here we go." I'm like, "Dude, you like, am I still asleep? Like, this can't be real." I don't know if he was just doing it because within the next 15 minutes, it led to me giving him 14 points and taking Georgia. That's
Do you want to know the funny thing is most U of L fans I've noticed their reaction is to the Kentucky thing is like, yes, you taking advantage of the worst schedule you're ever going to have. You got a terrible Florida team who has no quarterback worth a piss
coming off the emotional high.
Yeah, like
listen, off of a close loss.
Yes. Like, look, LSU is horrible this year at home. And then, look, Georgia's going to beat your brains out. And it's like, I mean, look, y'all are going to end up with 8-9 wins. I mean, what do you want me to say? Your schedule's terrible.
And I want to say, too, like, enjoy it. Don't pick with me, though. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, have a good time with it, man.
Yeah, because I don't want to say these things out
You'll
loud.
never have a year like this again. Like, enjoy the crap out of it, dude.
I don't want to say out loud. Y'all watch that game.
Yeah, like you watched that team play Florida. Florida was not good, and y'all weren't good either. Like, you know that. and look, most Louisville fans, it's funny because most Louisville